So what's another really efficient vehicle that we may be seeing soon?
Well, good thing you ask, my good friend.
Oh, Lucid.
I had no idea. I was just gonna.
Lucid, the EV company of days past, if you guys remember, they were like here, then they're gone, then they're back. Not to be confused with Faraday Future, who I think is finally gone. I'm not quite sure. But these guys are actually still doing their thing. They came out with this prototype EV a while ago, and then it kind of went nowhere, and now it's back. And they have a prototype of the Lucid Air. Air is the name of the car itself. And it shows a 400-mile real-world range test. They drove it from San Francisco to L.A. without having to recharge. In the video, there's kind of a funny point where the follow vehicle, the one that they're filming with of the car, had to stop and get gas, and they didn't. So there's like a photo of the truck.
That's cool.
Anyway,
that's pretty great.
So this is pretty neat. Now this was for obviously folks watching. This was filmed before there was a shut-in and a lockdown or any of those kind of orders in California. So this was prior to all that, and they just put out the video, and it's pretty neat. So they have this concept of this thing called a smart range, which they're trying to do it by what they call extraordinary efficiency rather than an enormous battery pack. So cool. I don't know. I haven't seen the details. Maybe they have it somewhere about how many kilowatt hours this car actually has. Were
they going over 30 miles an hour?
Yeah. Yeah. So they actually said, Lucid claims to have been cruising at 70 miles per hour on the 5, which is the freeway coming back, which is pretty cool. So so some of these shots, a lot of it is this coastal stuff, and you're like, yeah, of course it works on the coast because you're going 40 miles an hour.
Right.
But don't forget that Tesla did this already in a Model S, or Motor Trend did, I should say. So it's not unheard of. They ended at the Santa Monica Pier and all that, but really cool stuff. Really excited about Lucid, that they're actually doing this. Some more context about them. They just recently broke ground in Arizona on their factory, which, being from Arizona, I say Casa Grande is how you say it. But speaking Spanish, that just pains me to say that. Anyways, so they just broke ground. I think now Arizona may be under a shelter-in-place lock-in thing, so I don't think anything's happening too much on the factory build-out, or maybe it is. I don't know. But that's coming along. They're hoping, I believe, to have a production version of this car delivered to somebody this year. That may get pushed back, obviously, with the event happening. So we'll see.
Somebody is just the owner of the company.
Huh? Yeah, right.
Somebody that gets delivered to is just the owner.
Yeah.
Of the company.
But it's happening, and if this comes to market and is a real thing, then I think we're looking at some good competition for the high-end EV market. And if they're able to pull this off with not a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack or something stupid like GM is talking about doing, then more power to them, man. I'm really stoked on this. I think we all should be excited about this.
I definitely think that the focus on efficiency is extremely important, because really at the end of the day, like that has such a big ripple effect, even in the cost of the vehicle and the impact of how many batteries you have to make and things like that, how much energy you need to produce. Efficiency is king for sure. Now remind me, is this the company that had, what was the one that used to have the LiDAR puck that came out of the hood? Was that Lucid, or was that?
That was Faraday.
That was Faraday. Okay.
Yeah. I think honestly, one of the missteps of these new EV startups is that they're also trying to create self-driving cars. I honestly think they should just bail on that whole thing. Like,
until someone else develops that technology and sells it to them.
I mean, Tesla has gobs and gobs of data, like magnitudes of data above anyone else in terms of to develop the algorithms for self-driving. Outside of that, they threw 6 or 8 cameras on the car that are $50 each or something like that. There's really not much to self-driving hardware. It's really all in those machine learning models and the data that you need to feed them. That's like where the bulk of it is. And so just don't give it enough to be impressive. Do the driver assist type stuff. Like if you could give me Autopilot 1 which shouldn't be that hard, knowing what Tesla's already doing and reverse engineering and stuff. I think most people would be really stoked on that. So if you can pull that off, just do that. Like,
Or
maybe
just go
7-10 years from now, think, oh, maybe Tesla will license this to us.
Or license it from Mobileye. You can literally buy these packages from. Why would you focus your resources as a little company? Like that?
Exactly. Like just having a really awesome car that's electric, I think is a good, like, that's hard enough. Like, do that really, really well and have some driver assist features, and worry about like people coming out wanting it to be fully autonomous from day one is like just idiocy. It's like the dumbest. It's like a great way to guarantee your product's gonna fail.
Right.
You know. So bail on that whole thing. Do kind of on this realm. They did say that the CEO expects this car to get 4 to 5 miles per kilowatt hour. And this is a full-size luxury sedan. This isn't, a Model 3 midsize or anything like that. So it's pretty good.
That's 100 or an 80 kilowatt-hour battery pack. That right there tells us
for a 400 miles. Yeah. So, I mean, it's impressive. It's not like a solid-state battery or something like that where you're like, oh, it's 10 times or something stupid. But it's good, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I really think in the medium to far future term of what's going to be going on with driverless cars and electric cars and everything, that there's just going to be one or two platforms, probably two. I think these things tend to go down to two competitors, but two platforms that the cars will operate on, and everybody will just license from that. Like Android and iOS, basically.
Qualcomm, I'm telling you. It's the Qualcomm model, right? Qualcomm's in every single smartphone in the world, and nobody even knows who they are, or very few people really know who they are, what they do. So that's where Tesla really, I think, is going to become a $1 trillion company. You know, they're very early days in terms of that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for checking us out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this clip from our podcast.
We do a weekly show here on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to Our Ludicrous Future, where we discuss all the things that are going to make our future totally ludicrous.
You can join us here on YouTube or at any of your favorite podcast places. Plus, if you want to get some behind-the-scenes stuff and join a cool community, you can help support the channel at patreon.com. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.